Alright, welcome back. This is the part two, like where we left off, and we got the fibers in here. So let's begin by routing our fibers. So what I do is before you trim them, what I like to do is I like to get them all about the same length. This one is a little extra, and then I feed them through my tubing now because if you try to cut them and then feed them through, it is kind of real difficult. So let's see. Now the last time I did it, I just fed all three. I cut them and fed all three in here like that, and it was kind of a pain to get them to line up. So the one thing that I don't like is, like I had mentioned in the first video, is the color of tubing in this. I don't know if this robs it of light, but if you guys can see here on live, this is actually like a bluish tint to the tubing. When you order other tubings, like I was telling on part one, the Dark Owl archery stout scopes, when you order fibers, they come with a clear tubing, one of these, and I think I'm going to order it, and I'm going to try to run a clear tubing on this scope to see how it works. But that's later on, as of right now, we're just going to do this. Okay, get one started in there. Insert the second fiber, get it in there a little bit so it don't come out, and then enter the third fiber. Alrighty, now I can start getting this all the way inside my tubing. And obviously when I get to the end, if one is longer than the other, well then I could just, that's why I leave it longer on the end. I can pull out the fibers on one end. Like for instance, now I'm starting to get fibers on the other end. So now I can actually pull it, and whichever fiber I have more of, I can pull that strand. And you don't want to pull it too hard because you don't want to break the fibers, They're not super delicate, but they're not real, they don't have a lot of strength either. So let's see, which one is that one? Nope. Yep, let's see if I can get this one to go only. Yeah, see, pushing it kind of gives you that kink, so I want to avoid that at all costs, just kinking it. Kind of gotta play with it a little. Gotta be very careful. Sorry, I had to concentrate there for a second, so I had to stop talking. So there, now I got them all even, and I got them in my tubing. What I'm gonna try to do is actually get them to where they're not twisted up a lot, and then just pull my tubing down to the bottom. Now, like I said, what I'm gonna do is I don't want to go in that 90 bend right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over it here. Like if you guys can see here, I'm just going to put it over it and then start feeding my tube through all the little tracks, starting with the fibers. Now that I got the fibers like this, I will trim the excess to where it's even. Now that I know how much I have. Well, instead of making two cuts, we're just going to do it like this. So I kind of want to salvage whatever I have left just in case. I tend to try to use the fibers for something else. I don't know if that's like the hoarder in me or what, but I don't like to throw anything away. I feel like, oh, I'm going to use it for something. I probably won't. already. So as you can kind of see, like I said, it's probably not going to be the prettiest. If you guys want to, you guys can actually feed it through the little track. But like I was saying, 90-degree bends aren't the best for fibers. So, and this scope isn't bright to begin with. So I don't want to rob the fibers that I just put in there by, you know, by putting all kinds of bends back into it. So, and what I do is I get it kind of loosely in here so that I have room to play, you know, to tighten it and pull on it and tighten it and pull on it. I don't want to put it like super tight to where like if I break a fiber, then I'm going to have to redo it all. So if I just, you know, do it real slow, take your time. This part right here, when I did my 3-pin horizontal, was probably the most like, or the second most, like the hardest part of the whole process. The first one was actually getting all 3 fibers to, on the horizontal scope. That one has 3 different pieces inside the scope that you have to line up and do all kinds of stuff with. So that one is a little bit, this one there's too much on this one. I'm just going to cut this one off. Yeah, the horizontal pin has 3 metal inserts that make up the 3 pieces to making up the horizontal. So that one is probably more difficult than this one is so far. I mean, that one, it took me, I think, like 2.5 hours, almost 3 to do. And this one, I think I've only been on it for, I think, maybe 45 minutes. I stopped and ate dinner, and then now I'm back. So pretty simple to do. So if you guys ever do it, I mean, all you guys got to do is just, if you guys have any kind of, you know, you just basically got to note your steps on how you got to where you got and reverse order, and goes pretty smooth after that. Alrighty, see, now I'm there, and that's all you really got to do is just go around, and then you're all set. I don't know if UV was addressed this yet or not and used a different quality of fiber, but I did notice that, you know, and early in the comments, early on in the archery forums, everybody did talk about how dim the fibers were, that you couldn't really see them and stuff. So I don't know, then all of a sudden it felt like they kind of just disappeared. So I don't know if they did address them and change the quality of the fibers that they were using, or if people just stopped complaining and got used to it. But I don't like mine. Mine was an early batch. I did get mine early last year, I would say March, I believe. And I don't know what batch number mine was, because mine, I got a pick mount. I mean a side mount scope for mine. I didn't get the Picatinny mount because at the time I didn't have my Alpha X that you see back here. I had a Power Max. So what? Okay, go get it, girl. Yeah, see, I don't know if that is going to bug me or bother me, but oh wow. I mean, I probably won't see it. And once it's in the track, it's fine. So, I mean, just take in consideration, if you do want it the right way, you do have to be careful when you bend it here, because when you bend it and you put the tubing and you have to, it's a real tight squeeze to the first bridge. And when I was doing my horizontal, I actually broke the fiber right here and I had to redo a strand. So just take in mind, you know, that first bend does suck, and it is a little tricky. I mean, if you don't do it, you know, if you don't take your time and you do it and you rush through it, and you try pulling on it, you will break a fiber, and then you know, you do have 40 inches of fiber. That's what comes in these nano optic fibers. You do get them in 40-inch lengths. So you do have enough if you do mess up, but if you order 40 inches and you're trying to do them all the same color, well, you probably won't have enough if you mess up a couple times. So, you know, the best thing I can tell you is to just take your time, don't rush, and you know, you'll end up with a great product. I mean, my other one, this one, I mean, as you can see here, it changed the color of the tubing because I have the orange fiber right there. So, but that one, like I said, I took my time, and I did have a video out on YouTube on how I did that one. However, my email got hacked and it deleted my YouTube account. Being that I deleted my my email account, that was linked to my YouTube, and then my YouTube, I wasn't able to recover it, so I lost the video that I had made for the fiber change on the XL. So as you can see here, I don't have enough room to get to the end. Well, that's because when this scope, when I started the fibers, they actually had a lot of the fiber here showing. They had the tubing way up here, so, and then they cut it at the end, versus like this one has the tubing up in the scope, down through the bottom, in through the first bridge, and that's where it was the trickiest, like I was saying. So, you know, this scope did not have that. They didn't put the tubing all the way in the scope, so I think they shortened, you know, they didn't put enough tubing all the way through. So I should have measured it, because now it doesn't have enough to make that first bracket, and this is gonna stick out, which I don't like. So I'm probably gonna have to carefully hold the fiber and pull on the tube a little bit. And kind of just push it the rest of the way, and then I'll probably be able to salvage it without having to take it all the way apart again. There's, you know, obviously there's little steps that I gotta do on each process that are a little different than the time before. There we go. I think a little bit more. So I just need just a little bit more tubing. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna probably have to pull off almost clear to that bracket, because I think that's where it was anyway. Yeah, and then this is the tricky part. So you gotta kind of just gotta be very cautious with it so I don't break it. Alrighty, let's see if that's enough. Yeah, there you go. So that got me where I need to be. So yeah, now I can just finish going through the bridges. Liz, a little hard. I know I'm trying to show both cameras because I want to, show both you guys, get, more people to see it. Maybe more people will feel inclined to actually changing their fiber instead of just settling. Or, which is worst case scenario, you go and buy another $300 scope, a whole nother slider, or just a whole different scope in general. You can salvage it if you just take the time to do it. Or if you don't want to, you can always reach out to me. You can, send me your scope with the shipping label for both shipped here and for return. I will, do your fiber. I will send you you know, uh, a video of me picking it up, obviously, when it's, or me receiving it, me starting it, and then actually me shipping it back. So, if you guys are interested, DM me, direct message me, and then we can get you all taken care of. Alrighty, so there we go. Now all I have to do is, now that it's all in here, all I got to do is just trim off my excess, and that is a little funky looking when you look at it, but it's not going to hurt it. It's at the bottom of my scope. It's not going to hurt nobody. Oh, shoot. Maybe that is going to be an issue. I might have to... Looks like right here I'm having a little bit of the fibers push back. If you can see that blade is pushing it back. The fiber is sticking out a little bit right here. Don't know if I can... There you go. That actually looks like that might have fixed it. So and then now, there we are. Now all I got to do is just trim it now, cut it. Yep, so all I'm doing now is just taking out all the slack out of the tubing, each fiber, being careful not to pull it too hard so that I don't tear a fiber halfway. Ready? Probably should use a pair of scissors for this, so be right back. Alrighty, there we go. And there's the finished product of my UV vertical 3-pin fiber chain. So let me just put it in here for you guys. Just kind of give you a quick little idea of what it looks like with the light. So there we go. We have the green, you can see 2 greens. You can't really see the top pin, but yeah, with the kind of does block it. I might end up putting something in the back, you know, probably painting those. I'll probably paint the tubing in the back, but like, because I mean you can see it like that, but when you look at it real close to about how you're going to shoot it, you don't really see. Let's see, where's this camera? That camera is right. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, because then if not, I might have to add all the bands to re-go in there and reroute it through the whole base and all that. But either way, I think I'm gonna run it like this. I don't foresee that being an issue. Nope. So there we go. Obviously, if you guys have this one and you run, you know, you guys try it out and you guys end up routing it the way you took it off, let me know. I can always, you know, I'm always willing to, you know, change how I do it if I see somebody do it better. But as far as right now, I don't think anybody's done it. So, you know what I mean? This is just how, you know, trial and error. Obviously, when you buy something and they do it, they take all the process out of, you know, trying it and then all that. So there we go. There you go. There's the final product, and you know, I hope this helps you guys out so that you guys can go ahead and, you know, go home, take it apart and do yours. So again, the optic company is called Nano Optics. $10 for your fibers. They do have, like I said, they do have I do believe red, green, blue, hunter orange, yellow, ruby red, and I think purple, but I didn't, you know, I didn't get a, oh, the colors are back here, watch. Yeah, so they have blue, green, yellow, hunter orange, red, ruby red, and clear. And then they do have, these are the sizes they have. So they have 10,000s, 15,000s, 19,000s, 29,000s, and 40,000s. So, you know, there's a QR code, you know, check them out if you guys are interested. Really great company. So until next time.